Welcome back to second year organic chemistry. So in the previous video we have seen the general information about the alkyl and aryl halides. The classification of the alkyl halides in two ways depending on the number of halogen atoms and the nature of the carbon carrying the halogen atom, like primary, secondary and tertiary. Now let us go for some general methods of preparation of alkanes, alkyl halides. Methods of preparation of alkyl halides. There are so many methods available for the preparation of the alkyl halides. The first method that we study is from alcohols. Alcohols are the hydroxy derivatives of the aliphatic compounds. So the general formula of an alcohol can be written as ROH, where R is an alkyl group. So OH group is the functional group in the alcohols. There are so many methods available in the conversion of alcohol into the corresponding alkyl halide. Either we can write this as by the action of dry HCl in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride. So this is one method. We can also have by the action of thionyl chloride, that is SOCl2. Again we can use a little peroxide as a catalyst. Okay, phosphorus pentachloride. Then we have phosphorus trihalide. Either you use phosphorus trihalide or phosphorus and halosine, where halosine is either bromine, iodine or chlorine. So like this we can convert. There is one more method, that is by using HBr and concentrated sulfuric acid refluxing, or we can use potassium bromide plus concentrated H2SO4 and then reflux. Either you can directly use the hydrogen bromide, H2SO4 and reflux, or instead of using this HBr, we can directly use potassium bromide and sulfuric acid. KBr will react with H2SO4 to give rise to HBr only. So all these methods and the reactions we can summarize like this. This is the alcohol, ROH. The first method is by treating with HCl in presence of zinc chloride, anhydrous zinc chloride. Remember, in case of this zinc chloride and HCl, zinc chloride acts as a dehydrating agent. It will eliminate a molecule of water between this H and OH. But primary and secondary alcohols require this one. Tertiary alcohol does not require zinc chloride because it is highly reactive. So if it is primary, we have to use zinc chloride. If it is a secondary also, we have to use zinc chloride. If the tertiary alcohol is to be converted to corresponding chloride, no need to use zinc chloride because it itself is very reactive. Then we will get this RCl plus water. In the removal of this water, zinc chloride has an important role. Similarly, we can use HBr. I am writing this reaction next. HBr, concentrated sulfuric acid and reflux, or we can write potassium bromide plus sulfuric acid and reflux. In that case, we will get the corresponding alkyl halide, alkyl bromide, or Br. Along with this, we will get the water. If potassium bromide is used in place of HBr, KHSO4 is the other product. Then when you write this with PCl5, ROH will give rise to RCl. This phosphorus pentachloride is converted to phosphorus oxychloride along with the formation of HCl. If you use phosphorus trihalide or phosphorus plus halosine, then we will get RX plus H3PO3. Phosphorus acid is the product. In all these cases, we will get the halosine. But among all these, this second method is used as the laboratory method for the preparation of alkyl bromides. Especially ethyl bromide can be prepared by taking ethyl alcohol, potassium bromide, sulfuric acid in a round bottom flask fixed with a refluxing condenser. We will get the alkyl halide, that is alkyl bromide. But one more method that is most important is we using this thionyl chloride. When we treat this alcohol ROH with SOCl2, thionyl chloride, the products are alkyl chloride plus sulfur dioxide plus HCl. This is most important method because all the other products means it is SO2 and HCl are gaseous. So we will get almost 100% pure alkyl chloride by using this method. So this is one method that is starting from the alcohols. In this method again there are different ways of converting the alcohol into the corresponding halosine compound. Dry HCl in presence of anhydrous zinc chloride. This zinc chloride will be necessary for primary and secondary alcohols. For a tertiary alcohol, no need. Second method, potassium bromide, sulfuric acid and reflux, or HBr, H2SO4 and reflux. This is usually used as a laboratory method. Third method is by treating with PCl5, corresponding alkyl chloride is formed along with the formation of phosphorus trioxychloride and HCl. Phosphorus trihalide or phosphorus and halosine. This phosphorus used is usually red phosphorus. RX and H3PO3 are the products. But most important to get the purest form is by using this thionyl chloride. It is because sulfur dioxide and HCl produced are almost 100% pure. Are gaseous, therefore the product is always the purest form. The second method is from alkenes. By addition of hydrogen halide. Here we have to remember one important rule that is called Markovnikov's rule. Addition in case of the unsymmetrical alkene with HX will always take place according to Markovnikov's rule. That is, the negative part of this hydrogen halide will link to the carbon carrying the least number of hydrogens in the carbon-carbon double bond. So according to Markovnikov's rule, the addition will take place. Say for example, we are having this CH2 double bond CH2. Since carbon atoms are symmetrical, no need to apply the rule. If it is treated with HCl, it will give rise to same product CH3, CH2Cl in any way. Take H to this carbon and Cl to this carbon or reverse, it is same product. But when you take this propene, CH3, CH double bond CH2, if you add HCl, then according to Markovnikov's rule, the addition will take place. So this Cl minus goes to this carbon atom, H plus will go to this carbon atom. So it is always isopropyl chloride, the product. CH3, CHCl, CH3. But if the same reagent, CH3, CH double bond CH2, is treated with hydrogen bromide, there will be two types of products depending on whether we are using the catalyst or not. Suppose you carry out the reaction by using this peroxide catalyst. Peroxide, for example, hydrogen peroxide, dibenzoyl peroxide, or diphenyl peroxide, etc. If the peroxide is used as a catalyst and reagent is hydrogen bromide, it takes place addition against Markovnikov's rule, anti-Markovnikov product. So the product obtained will be CH3, CH2, CH2Br. If no peroxide is used, absence of peroxide, then it will be the same type of product, that is CH3, CHBr, CH3. That is only in case of the hydrogen bromide, not in case of HCl or HI or even HF also. Only in case of the HBr, if the catalyst peroxide is present, it will give the product against to Markovnikov's addition. If no peroxide is used as a catalyst according to Markovnikov's addition. It is explained by considering the hydrogen bromide dissociation energy, that is and carbon-carbon bond energy. Only these two are matched in case of the hydrogen bromide. But HCl and HI, always whether it is in presence or absence of the peroxide, gives rise to same product. So here we can write absence or presence of peroxide. The product is same. This effect of addition of hydrogen bromide to this propene to give rise to anti-Markovnikov's product is named as the Kharasch effect. Kharasch effect. It is also called as the peroxide effect. Peroxide effect. So we can consider only in case of the hydrogen bromide undergoing addition against to Markovnikov's rule as the Kharasch effect or peroxide effect. There are some more methods available that we shall consider now. In case of the same alkenes, we can carry out the allylic halogenation. Allylic halogenation. Remember, when you consider this allyl chloride, CH2 double bond CH3. This is actually propene. This carbon atom, which is present adjacent to this carbon-carbon double bond, this type of carbon is named as the allylic carbon. Allylic carbon atom. To carry out the halogenation in such cases, if you treat with this halogen like chlorine, bromine, iodine at high temperature, for example 775 Kelvin, around 500 degrees Celsius, then instead of addition to this carbon-carbon double bond, it will be substitution that is taking place. It is explained that when high temperature is used, the addition reaction is actually becoming reversible. That's why instead of addition reaction, there will be substitution in the allylic carbon. So it gives rise to CH2 double bond CH, CH2Cl. This is called allyl chloride. Allyl chloride. This allylic bromination can be easily carried out by using one reagent that is called as NBS. NBS stands for N-bromosuccinimide. This is the special reagent used for the allylic bromination. Whenever there is a carbon adjacent to carbon-carbon double bond, when it is treated with N-bromosuccinimide, always bromination takes place at the allylic carbon atom. Let me take the same example. CH2 double bond CH, CH3, propene. When this is treated with NBS, CH2, CH2, CO, CO, NBr. This is actually N-bromosuccinimide. succinimide with bromine on the nitrogen atom. That's why it is called as the N-bromosuccinimide. The product obtained will be CH2 double bond CH CH2Br. Allyl bromide is the product along with the formation of succinimide. CH2CO CH2CO NH. This compound is named as the succinimide. Remember, wherever we use this NBS, the carbon adjacent to the double bond will always undergo substitution with the bromine atom. So this is allyl bromide. So it is called allyl bromination. Allyl bromide. There are some more methods for the preparation of the alkyl halides that we shall take up in the next video. Thank you.